We'll get an opening statement from Coach Kelsey.
There's a group of people that I acknowledged in the locker room after the game, after we broke the huddle with our players, and that's a group that I want to make sure every once in a while gets acknowledged for the impact that they have in our program, and that's our student managers and our graduate assistants. If you're an employer out there, hire them and thank me later. It's the best group of managers that I've ever been around, and they're crucial to the success of organization. In terms of the game today, I want to obviously acknowledge Scotty and Bellarmine for, I have the utmost respect for the program that Scotty's built. He's known in coaching circles as kind of an innovator and a savant, if you will. They play an extremely unique style that's really true. It's their own brand, and it's difficult to prepare for. Ton of movement, ton of cutting, and I just have a lot of respect for them. We have a couple drills that I've named. We have a night shooting drill. That's a move-off penetration drill that I got from Scott. Scott was very good friends with my mentor, Skip Prosser, and we've shared a lot of conversations over the years after we lost Coach Prosser. They were shorthanded tonight, obviously without their leading scorer, and I thought their kids played really hard. Loved how our players responded from a really tough loss at home 9 days ago, or however many days ago it was. You always like to get right back on the horse after a tough loss like that, but have to stew over it for 9 days. I thought our guys approached it the right way. That we had great film sessions, terrific practices, and they came out and played really well tonight.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, after that Tennessee game, you said it yourself, you wanted to see how your team responds to being punched in the mouth. It took a few licks early on in this game. To see those guys hunker down and do what they did, what does that tell you about where this team is?
Yeah, I mean, I love our team. I'm bullish on our team. Love to coach them. We said in the locker room, it's your team has a chance to be really good if it's player-led, and I feel like we're that. Guys, they responded to that loss the right way, and they knew we had a lot of stuff to clean up, and they did it. It's a together team. I think they enjoy playing together and being around each other. Played together tonight. I think the statistics speak to that. We had almost 6 guys in double figures. Shared the ball, had a good assist-to-turnover ratio. So, I love coaching these guys. They have a toughness about them and a maturity about them. And I'm proud of how they responded.
Yeah, hey Pat. There was a moment there. You guys had the shot clock at turnover really early in the game. I think around the 16:30 mark. And I saw you call over the players. I'm going to do a huddle, and I'm just wondering if you could think back to that moment. And tell us your message to the guys there. Trailing 5-4 really early after the shot.
So really early, and we got a shot clock violation. Yeah. Like, we guard it all the way down to the end. I'm sure it was just some absolute genius basketball that I shared with them. I'm telling you, Jimmy Naismith was like shivering in his grave at what I told him. I don't know. I can't remember. Probably told him to go down and frickin' get a stop and play hard, but I can't remember exactly. Sorry.
Hey, Coach, in terms of, we didn't see Corin or Cater tonight. What do they need to do to kind of get back on the floor for you? What do they face in order to get healthy and play?
Kadir has to have his bone heal. He fractured his arm, so that's just a healing process. And Corin has a shoulder injury, and that has to heal as well. So, other person I need to acknowledge, because she doesn't get enough credit, is we call her Kate the Great. That's Kate Kresnick. That's our sports medicine trainer, and she is phenomenal. The work she does behind the scenes to get our guys healthy, deal with injuries, do recovery stuff. So those guys are in great hands. And they'll continue to grow while they're out and watch film and be extensions of the coaching staff and be valued members of the 25 strong until they get back. Until then, next man up.
Time frame.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Kate.
Yeah.
What do you see as the benefits of bringing Pryor off the bench as opposed to having him start?
The benefits of bringing Kaysen off the bench? A benefit would be he's a really stinking good player, and you bring him a really good player off the bench, it raises the level of play. But there's no major reason why he's not in the starting lineup. Kaysen's one of our best players. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. And, just how it is. Like, playing time's earned every day throughout practice, all those things. I mean, those are earned behind closed doors in practice, and Kaysen's working his butt off and having a great approach and getting better every day. I think I got after him a couple times late in the second half when he had a couple kind of lackadaisical defensive possessions, and I lit him up a little bit in the timeout, and I thought he played as good a 4 minutes of defensive basketball as he played all year. We got 42% of our misses in the second half after only getting 20% of our misses in the first half, and I think he was a big part of that.
Yeah, and with the injury to Kadir, you kind of talked in the pregame radio show about how this is more time for your freshman, Kanai, to get the court. I think he played a season 9 minutes tonight. Oh, and what did you see from,
Yeah, I thought Kanai did some really good things. Lit him up a little bit in the timeout because we had him on number 33, and I think he had like 620 points at the time. And he got loose for a couple kind of rhythm threes off some of their actions. And, I just said, look, man, I'm putting a freshman on a kid that's as hot as a firecracker, and I need you to stay locked in. And again, he responded the right way. You're right, Coach, but I thought he played hard. Obviously, he's ultra talented. He's got a very, very bright future. But that next man up mentality is like not just Kanai, because obviously he's a guy that's going to replace their role a little bit, but like everybody's role is going to change a little bit because you lose two very, very valued members of your roster. So that's one of the fun things about coaching. Obviously not losing players and having players get injured, but it's going back to the lab and figuring out and see what some of the adjustments that you have to make to compensate. So part of it.
Pat, following the Tennessee loss and coming into this game where you shoot well from three, you attack the basket for three well, it's still a work in progress to figure out the balance between attacking the basket and taking threes, how many threes you want to take, or do you just kind of figure that out as a season?
Our mentality is to attack first, and threes create themselves. We don't have a pick number. We don't have a number in our head of how many threes we shoot, we have a certain number of paint touches we want to get by playing downhill, and then when you get rhythm threes, you step up and knock them down. We didn't shoot it great in the Tennessee game, but you got to tip your cap to Tennessee and their defense, but, shot it well tonight.
Kind of along those lines, even in the Morehead State game, it was a little bit of a slow start and not great shooting in the first half. Was there anything in particular that you were looking to do? Was it different passes, different plays that you were looking to do to get 60% shooting today?
No, if we're we say we want to hunt great. That's hunting great shots. And if we generate great and it doesn't go in, I sleep like a baby, It's a make-miss game sometimes. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. But as long as we're trying to generate, great shots, high percentage shots, if we can get those, I don't think we generate enough of those against Tennessee. Shots around the rim, call them Simone Biles shots, which are high degree of difficulty shots, probably too many of those. But even the open looks we had, we didn't knock down. But I'd like to not talk about that game anymore if we could. Be nice.
Hey, Coach, over here. What did you learn from watching Bellarmine play tonight that may influence future strategies?
Yeah, I'm a hoop junkie. You know, I just love watching basketball and watching film. So every scout, every game you dive into when you watch a system, because there's a million ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of different ways to play. You know, I always keep my notebook where I'm just making notes of watching whoever it is, Morehead State play, whatever, Tennessee, some of the things they do. You can always learn. Coaching is like we're all a bunch of thieves. We're all trying to steal stuff. So obviously Scotty's a terrific coach, and by watching their scout the last couple of days, obviously I learned a lot, and it was an honor to compete against him.
Tyler, last one.
Yeah, you talked about the shooter Rain is. It felt like he was around the ball all game. Rain Smith, rebounds, loose balls. Just what do you think of his overall game just beyond him as a shooter?
Yeah, Rain is way more than just a shooter. There's no question. I mean, he's a basketball player. He's a very reliable defender, solid. I don't think he gets enough credit for his defense. He's tough as nails, does all the little things, solid rebounder, good playmaker, obviously, a terrific elite shooter.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. And Pat, Scotty said before the game that he was going to offer Johnny Ballgame. That's legally binding, right?
Yep. I told him though. I said I got the advantage. I'm sleeping with his mom. It's fun.